in the black on Friday? Well, let's talk about that. Source here is history.com. So did you get in on the deals this year? Did you shop online or in person? You know, curbside pickup, contactless delivery. Overall, did you enjoy your shopping experience? But this is one of the few times mainstream, or dare I say lamestream media deems it okay to be black in America. So the first recorded use of the term Black Friday was applied not to holiday shopping, but to a financial crisis, specifically the crash of the U.S. gold market on September 24th, 1869. Did you know that? Two notoriously Wall Street financiers, Jay Gould and Jim Fisk, worked together to buy up as much as they could of the nation's gold, hoping to drive the price sky high and sell it for astonishing profits. You know, today we would call that price gouging. Now, on that Friday in September, the conspiracy finally unraveled, sending the stock market into free fall and bankrupting everyone from Wall Street barons to farmers. The most commonly repeated story behind the post-Thanksgiving shopping-related Black Friday tradition links it to retailers. As the story goes, after an entire year of operating at a loss, you know, in the red is what they call it, stores would supposedly earn a profit and go into the black. Not negative there. On the day after Thanksgiving, because holiday shoppers spent so much money on discounted merchandise. Though it's true that retail companies used to record losses in red and profits in black when doing their accounting, this version of Black Friday's origin is the officially sanctioned but inaccurate story behind the tradition. So, in the Black on Friday, what a concept. So we are in America. In the other days of the year, even in February, y'all, it ain't okay to be black. But when you're talking about money and profits, corporate gain, oh, black is great. Black is not negative at all. Interesting. We have a series we visit every now and then on this program called Code Words. Well, that's a duality there in black. But nonetheless, the first Black Friday was due to two white guys cornering the market, stealing the gold. Well, not stealing it, hoarding it. And then gouging the price to cause a collapse. Now, if that was back in 1864, they can do that then. Two guys. What do you think can happen now? Now, I'm all for getting a deal, but I ain't trying to take nothing that ain't mine. These gentlemen ruin lives for their personal gain. Now, that message has changed slightly because now it is today refers to retailers for accounting purposes only. Black Friday. Dropping the price to what it should be anyway. So I hope that we did, you did, I did, if you did shopping, that you got something that you've been waiting on for the price to drop. You didn't just go there and get something because it was 40 to 70% off. 2020 has been one of those years. We haven't seen one and hopefully won't experience one like this ever again. But keep it real. Did you know the origins of Black Friday? Have you thought about it? See, oftentimes mainstream media paints a picture. It's a narrative. Doesn't mean it's true. It's important for us to know what's going on so we can be an informed partaker of it. So with all this moving around, shaking, popping with people in the street, holiday just passed. There's another one coming, the Big Bang one, Christmas. And then, oh boy, New Year's, right? This is the holiday season. 'Tis the season. But officials, government, and health are having concerns. So the source here is CNN.com, gathering concerns. Let's get into it. So 1,070,967 people passed through security at America's airports on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. That number is just 40% of last year's passenger volume on the same day when it was 2 million, just over 2.6 million people were screened, right? So last week, the CDC urged Americans not to travel for Thanksgiving, but since that warning was issued, nearly 6 million travelers have passed through airport security. Now, the TSA receives passengers' information from the airlines as part of its screening responsibilities. We know this. And the data does not show widespread cancellations in recent days. This is what Andy Post, the TSA spokesperson, said. Now, from September to October, the number of scheduled available seats departing U.S. airports was down nearly 50% compared to the same time frame last year. Due to increased demand, that number is only down 39%, 40, for the Thanksgiving holiday period, according to Airlines for America, another association that represents major North American airlines. Now, while Wednesday was busy, industry groups expect the Sunday after, so tomorrow, to be even busier. Of course, people have got to come back. They got to go back to work. Got to get back to it, right? So 61% of Americans said that they changed their Thanksgiving plans, according to a poll released on Tuesday. 1 in 10 Americans that were polled said they did not plan to celebrate the holiday at all. Do you believe that? I don't. I think they're just staying put. The country added over 180,000 new COVID cases and had 2,300 reported deaths on Wednesday. This is according to Johns Hopkins University. The U.S. has posted over 100,000 new cases for the 23rd consecutive day. Now, I don't know if you traveled for Thanksgiving. You're on your way back. You got family, you got friends, whatever. If you stayed put, whatever your plans were you concerned about the CDC and what they're saying, what they're suggesting? There's a growing number of reports and newsreel footage, opinions. Well, people got to stay put. They can't be moving around. There's a pandemic going on. for me, this one with Thanksgiving, I'm not mad at folks. They've been locked in the house. And for you to tell them that not to go anywhere, they can't see their family, you've already done that. You've scared folks enough. Fear mongering, propaganda. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe that there is a virus, there is an illness that is taking people out. Don't get it twisted. What I'm saying is, you don't know what to do, meaning these officials, these elected people, these aficionados, these czars, gurus, whatever you want to call them, don't know what they're doing. Grabbing at straws. They're rolling the dice with our lives. And in the process, while fumbling around and figuring it out, they're scaring the hell out of all of us. Attitude reflects leadership, which is why you see what you see in the streets. Chaos. But I'm not mad at them for this one. Some people feel that this going to be the last time they get a chance to see grandma. Right? So they take their chance. I'm not mad at them. You look at these numbers, it is an alarming sight. The gravity of it. But when you're dealing with an adversary, a virus, an illness, a bully that you cannot see, taste, smell, or hear, anything, and there's no guidance on it, anything concrete, everything has been one thing, then 2 days later, the same person tells you something different. You go at it with what you know. And then you have instances like this with the mayor of Denver urging people, Michael Hancock. Have you heard of this? The Denver mayor urging people on Twitter to avoid travel. Then he flies to Mississippi. Now, he has since apologized, but the damage has been done. Trust has been lost, homie. And this is what we've been dealing with the entire time. Now, if you are so concerned about a virus being spread, right? Hear me out. Why not close the airports? I mean, put restrictions like the ones you impose on bars and restaurants. Don't tell me you can't do it. You're infringing upon constitutional rights and universal law anyway. Those actions, or I should say non-actions, right? Those non-responses that way. You're communicating also that this is okay. And so this is why it's hard. You'd be hard pressed to find anyone that is 100% on either side of this, in agreement or resistant to it. Our country is divided. Straight up and down. It's not like it needed more help, though, to be even more divided. No. It's already divided, but this is the Red Sea moment right here. Busting up all the bridges that have been constructed over the decades. We need a clear, concise lead on this. We need a unified front. It is late in the game, though. But attitude reflects leadership. But that's my question of that is, why haven't you imposed? Nothing's been done. And don't put it all on the president. Because the mayor of Denver, he's not the president. He would be the equivalency of the president of the town. But it's not Trump. Not this. If you really cared and it was really solely about the virus and some kind of control over it, even though you won't until you get a treatment for it. It just seems, half-hearted. And like I said, damage has been done and trust has been lost. The CDC done changed their mind so much, it's hard to believe anything that comes out of there. But what do you think? How do you feel about, because where this is headed, it would be a true lockdown situation. But it leaves so many questions when there's not clear, concise action made. And you just leave it up to the people to govern ourselves and figure it out. That's fine if that's your stance, but you were elected. You're an elected official now saying that you will take care of these matters for the people. You have the people's best intention and you're going to handle it. But if you're going to let us govern ourselves, then that's fine too. It's just you got to move out the way. You can't pick and choose when you do that. You're in that spot. You campaigned for it. You voted. But, people run from responsibility. Much like Diaper Don. Source here is independent.co.uk. We got to get into it. Your boy 4-5. So, if you haven't heard, Donald Trump, a.k.a. 4-5, a.k.a. on the way out, has declared Twitter a national security threat. Now, there's a hashtag going on, hashtag Diaper Don. It went viral following a news conference in which he repeatedly complained about perceived injustices. Have you heard it? Well, if not, I'm going to help you out.
Sir, just to be clear, if the Electoral College votes for Joe Biden, will you concede?
Well, if they do, they made a mistake because this election was a fraud. Just so you understand, this election was a fraud. I mean, they have Biden beating Obama on Obama's vote in areas that mattered in terms of the election, in swing states. And yet he's losing to Obama all over the place. But he's beating Obama in swing states, which are the states that mattered for purposes of the election. So, no, I can't say that at all. I think it's a possibility. They're trying to, look, between you people, don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way. All right, I'm going to go with another question. Go ahead.
So if the Electoral College does elect President-elect Joe Biden, are you not going to leave this building?
Just so you, certainly I will. Certainly I will. And you know that. But I think that there will be a lot of things happening between now and the 20th of January. A lot of things. Massive fraud has been found. We're like a third world country. We're using computer equipment that can be hacked. They talk about glitches. How many glitches did they find? So a glitch. Oh, gee, we had a glitch, 5,000 votes. In all cases, right? In all cases, The votes went from Trump to Biden. They didn't go from Biden. The glitches were never from Biden to Trump. So they had many glitches. And they.
So that was your man, 4-5. And what is he talking about? No evidence. But here's what he said on Twitter, right? Twitter is sending out totally false trends that have absolutely nothing to do with what is really trending in the world. They make it up. And only negative stuff. The U.S. president tweeted this. This was yesterday morning. So let me just hold on for a minute there. So Twitter is sending out false stuff, and you using Twitter to send out more false stuff. Okay. So Trump did not say which trending topic upset him, but following Thursday's press briefing, the one I just played for you, there was another hashtag started, but this is, people noticed, if you watch the video, if you check it out, the desk size that he's sitting behind is, like the Thanksgiving table that you sit the children at, and compared to where the adults sit, the kiddie table. Well, that's kind of the feeling that you get him sitting behind this table. I mean, come on, man, you're the president, right? So that's why it had started, the Diaper Don. And there's another one I will not repeat it on this program because this is a family show. Another hashtag. But in the clip that I played for you, that is from this press conference, if you couldn't make it out, the reporter asked Trump a question. He went all around, over the hill and through the woods to grandma's house and never addressed the question. So the reporter asked him to please answer the question, sir. And that's where he has the outburst, don't talk to me, I'm the president, you don't talk. That's how that happened. But homie, now you want to be the president? Now you want to be exemplified and have respect? Be shown respect? Now? When you're on the outs? Now it means something to you. So here's what else 4-5 says. For purposes of national security, Section 230 must be immediately terminated. This is in reference to part of the 1996 law which protects websites and social media from lawsuits over content posted by users. This goes along with Twitter and Facebook in court last week. So any changes to these protections would fundamentally change how the internet works. Midas Touch, an anti-Trump political action committee, took credit for the initial use of the hashtag DiaperDon Friday morning. So they released a statement also. We made hashtag DiaperDon the #1 trend in the U.S. Thank you so much, guys. We needed that. There's much more pressing things in the world to be than to be bloviating about a damn hashtag, right? Trump had a meltdown and wanted to declare Twitter trends a national security threat. After Mr. Trump was spotted sitting at a miniature desk, another user wrote, the staffer in charge of the optics of this tiny desk, the tiny resolute desk must be a secret resistor. Okay. So this is a nice back and forth seesaw kind of deal, right? Bottom line is, Donald Trump, 4-5, you're out. You have disrespected the office of the president and the people that you say you represent. Plain, simple. Game, set, match, you're out. For 4 years, you didn't care. You didn't do anything presidential. Nothing. Disrespecting people. Talking about, well, we not going to, I can't say that. Using vulgarity towards women. Not caring about nobody else but yourself. Now you want to be respected. No. Your whole presidency has been like this. So people won't remember, well, they will now because I won't say it. You calling Kim Jong-un Rocket Man or Lil Kim, people won't, your legacy will not be that. Your legacy will be how you took this L and couldn't take it. You've been served this L and can't take it, and now you're lying and cheating and doing all that stuff, and now you want to be respected on the end part of it. No, that's how you're gonna go out. You're going out like a sucker. No. But this is how you've handled this. I'm gonna keep saying it. Attitude reflects leadership. So now, how you've treated everyone, now that you're on the way out, they're giving it back to you. And you don't like it. This is the first time in 3 weeks that he's spoken, taking questions. He's still denying defeat. And then in that press conference on Thursday, saying, I don't know what's going to happen. No, we know what's going to happen. You're going to hear this. Boop, boop, boop. That's the U-Haul truck backing up, coming to get your stuff up out of there on the 20th, homie. January 20th. That's it. We don't know what's going to happen. You lost 306. We know. There's something to be said about gracefully bowing out or just keeping some dignity. This is ridiculous. And now he's the other day, he took a 1-minute press conference. Did you see this? Talking about the stock market reaching 30,000 points. This is the first time in history we've never seen it this high. And this is under this administration. Homie, folks are dying because you didn't want to take this virus seriously. And then even when you got it ain't real, then you get it. Oh, I've learned so much. I have more respect. And then you get better on this souped up cocktail of drugs that we, the normal, regular people, 9-to-5 folk, have no access to. We'll have no access to that. That ain't even the vaccine that's being talked about. That cocktail that you took. And you come out, oh, and then you back on it. The disrespect. Cut it out. And then in the press conference that I played for you, there's another reporter asking, are you gonna leave? Oh, you know I will. No, we don't know you will. We only know how you've been. But yeah, 30,000. Oh, that's a sacred number, taking that about the stock market. Respectfully, no, I don't care about that. I want to live. I want to know what's next. How is that helping? How is that helping anybody? But you're only saying that to bloviate and troll at the same time because it was 1 minute and he took no questions. Because he knew that they would ask him about this L he got dished out by Joe Biden. I don't know what's going to happen. It already happened. The next part is for you to realize it and then continue to pack your stuff. Get your luggage. You're out. But folks are dying because he decided to play golf and take it light. And now we got talks of vaccines. In about a week, we got the earliest, right? So it caused me to, all this talk. These are in the runnings, AstraZeneca, Moderna, where is it made? How's it done? Refrigeration, we need these super quantum freezers, like all this stuff. Got me to thinking, well, What is a vaccine? So our source here is cdc.org, historyofvaccines.org, and the Washington Post. What's a vaccine? So a vaccine is a product that stimulates a person's immune system to produce immunity to a specific disease, protecting the person from that disease. Okay, kind of thought about that. That's common sense, right? Vaccines are usually administered through needle injections, but can also be administered by mouth or sprayed in the nose. Did you know that? So the story of vaccines did not begin with the first vaccine, Edward Jenner's use of material from cowpox to produce protection against smallpox. Rather, it begins with the long history of infectious disease in humans, and in particular with early uses of smallpox material to provide immunity to that disease. Evidence exists that the Chinese employed smallpox inoculations as early as 1000 CE. It was practiced in Africa and Turkey as well before it spread to Europe and the Americas. Now, Edward Jenner's innovations begun with this successful 1796 use of cowpox material to create immunity to smallpox, quickly made the practice widespread. Edward Jenner, y'all, 1796. So his method underwent medical and technological changes over the next 200 years and eventually resulted in the eradication of smallpox. So that took 200 years. And then you have Louis Pasteur's 1885 rabies vaccine was the next to make an impact on human disease. And then at the dawn of bacteriology, there's a $45 word, bacteriology. Developments rapidly followed. So antioxidants and vaccines against diphtheria, tetanus, anthrax, cholera, plague, typhoid fever, tuberculosis, all were developed through the 1930s. So the middle of the 20th century, scientists were growing vaccines. Here we are, growing vaccines and viruses in the laboratory, which led to the creation of a vaccine for polio. Researchers targeted other diseases such as measles, mumps, and vaccines for these diseases reduced the disease burden greatly. So the goal with this vaccine on the surface for COVID-19 is herd immunity. Have you heard about herd immunity? No? Yes? Let's discuss that part. So herd immunity occurs when a large portion of a community, which is the herd, becomes immune to a disease, making the spread of the disease from person to person unlikely. Hence the vaccine. As a result, the whole community, which is the whole herd, becomes protected, not just those who are immune. That's the name of the game here. And then you have the FDA, Food and Drug. I think it's strange that those two things are linked and run by the same group. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has scheduled a meeting on December 10th to discuss emergency use authorization, or a EUA, emergency use authorization request for Pfizer and BioNTech's COVID-19 vaccine, which is the AstraZeneca. Now, the patent name for it is Beta November Tennis 162 Beta 2. Now, upon FDA approval, I gave you that number because you can look it up yourself. Upon FDA approval, United Airlines Holdings on Friday, which was yesterday, began operating charter flights to position doses of Pfizer's vaccine for quick distribution. So they're going to fly it, in case you were wondering how they're going to get it to all these people. They're going to fly it. That's a wonderful thing. But you're going to have another issue. And that issue is a 2 or 3 dose regimen is routine for building immunity against many illnesses. That's normally. We've never had to deal with, certainly my lifetime and probably yours either, a pandemic. Now that's unprecedented. Especially when the public health goal is to vaccinate 60 to 70% of the population within months to reach immunity, herd immunity, and stop the spread of the virus. That's a very tall order, wouldn't you say? And that's a normal virus, like what we call a normal virus, right? Not a pandemic. So if a 3-dose routine was it before, well, maybe that's doubled now. And reports are showing that this vaccine for CV-19 is going to have to be 2 weeks apart. So if it's 2 doses, you have to get one now, and then 2 weeks later get the follow-up, second round. But during that 2-week period, you are still, like, for lack of a better term, uncovered. This is not light. This is a heavy deal. And if I can go back for a minute, polio. There was a time where polio was gone. Smallpox was gone. And in the last 12 years, they have resurfaced. You have to think about that also. This virus can come back. It can be put to sleep and can be dormant for a while, but it can come back. Especially as aggressive as this one is being advertised as. So this is the only time we faced a serious immediate threat to the entire population that requires a 2-dose vaccine. This is according to Kelly Moore of the Immunization Action Coalition, who was director of Tennessee's program in 2009 during the H1N1 pandemic. And she recalls her relief when she learned everyone but young children would need only one shot. This is a tough deal. And then you have to look at, are you eligible to get this shot? Are you at risk if you get it? Because as we went through with the history of vaccines, they take disease material into the vaccine. The preparation, the construction of the vaccine has germs and disease material within it. It's a fact. You know, here we got to lay out the truth. And it's important to know what's going on. You can make more, you can be better informed and make well-informed decisions. That you can rest with those results. And they got these high-powered quantum refrigerators going on, you know, which is great. But again, if these cities and states didn't have the resources, and this resource here is money, for PPE, gloves and masks, they can afford this high-powered refrigerator? Because then you would need one of those on the airplane or, you know, the truck the 16-wheeler that's going to be interconnecting these shipments, distributing this vaccine. Well, who's paying for this? Where's the money coming from? The logistics of this is horrible, unknown, and no one's speaking up on the real important things. They ain't telling you what's in it. I'm helping you to figure out what's in it. And a side note, that ain't really on the side, I've noticed a lot of people through social media, on TV, lamestream, right? Telling you to take it. You got entertainers, athletes, public figures just telling you to take this. No one is saying not to take it. Well, why not? We have opposers about everything else. From what's better, dark chocolate or milk chocolate, we got all of that. On this, there's no split on this, which has me shaking my head. How do you feel about this? They're talking about, okay, so they're going to meet with FDA for emergency use. They've already got the vaccine together, ready to go. They just need the FDA to sign off on it. That's what this is saying. That's what we're putting out here. That's what we're reporting. That's on the 10th, which would mean, let me walk you through it. If it's approved, which I'm sure it will be, that means by the 11th, it'll be going out to whoever they deem first responders, the first people to get it, whatever that is, the lottery, I don't know. But it'll be going out. The gravity of that. This is moving fast. This is moving faster than the virus. It is. Wow. That's weeks away. But how do you feel? So there's a trend in America, widespread EED fraud sweeping through California state prisons and county jails. Did you know this? So prosecutors in 5 counties across the state say claims were successfully paid out under the names of tens of thousands of prison inmates across the state since March. So the information is being shared to people on the outside. So it's not just the inmates that are involved, said Anne Marie Schubert, Sacramento County DA, District Attorney. It's people on the outside because somebody has to receive the money. Okay, so Schubert is one of the lead investigators working on the state-wide case. She explains that most inmates are asking partners outside the prison to file unemployment claims with their social security numbers. They can make a phone call to their friends or family asking, can you file on my behalf? We know that's happening because of jail communication. So, meaning the jail, when you use the phone in jail, it's being monitored and recorded anyway. And if any mail is coming through there, well, they screen everything. They open everybody's mail, all the inmates' mail, before they give it to them. Prosecutors revealed that this week that tens of thousands of inmates are involved in a scheme stealing upwards of $1 billion worth of unemployment benefits. From there, the EED debit cards are sent to addresses that criminals stake out to access the money. In a few rare cases, the money has been sent directly to the prisons. Hold on, wait a minute. Sent directly to the prisons? Doesn't the IRS or the Mint, the Reserve, these government offices, don't they have the address to all the prisons? How'd that slip through? It's a little strange there. What do you mean? And then how do you not know that a person is in prison? or dead, like, I don't understand that. When there's tons of paperwork done on any change in your life, you got to fill out in triplicate about it and submit it. I don't care what it is. More than just you and your house knows about it. So from March to August, 35,000 claims have been filed in the name of California state prison inmates. Now, this includes the names of 133 inmates on death row, like your man Scott Peterson. You remember him, right? Killed his family, drowned a girl, right? Well, he getting a unemployment check, right? Some benefits. He on death row. How does this happen in our system? How does this happen? When you also have this pandemic going on. You got skyrocketing numbers of unemployment. And you have people that are unemployed in California that they're being denied benefits. Meanwhile, you giving them the inmates all fine. Just no problem. They claiming them every week too. How does the prison system not know this? How does this happen? It would seem that it's on purpose. But think about that. You got people that are starving. Food banks are going nuts, drying up, foreclosing on their homes, repoed on their cars. Accounts are drained because they can't keep, like they have nothing. Meanwhile, death row inmate Scott Peterson, high profile Scott Peterson, getting a EED check. And nobody knows how it happened. The day and the time we live in, look at this. A pandemic is happening. Folks are being denied. How are you denying that they can't work because of COVID? And I know this DA, Schubert, she's doing her job, but we didn't really need the rundown of how it works. We know how it works. There isn't a checks and balance, not a credible one. There needs to be that. This system is heavily flawed. $1 billion worth of unemployment benefits, California. The state of California. Hold this L. So the source here is Euronews.com. That is Euronews.com. The French PD. Yep, we got to talk about it. French PD. So a video of a violent arrest of a black man, Michael Zecler, Zecler, Michael Zecler, in Paris has surfaced. We have to talk about it. So yesterday via Twitter, French President Emmanuel Macron condemned the video as shameful and unacceptable. So four police officers have been suspended over the video, which was first shared on social media by French news website Loop Cider, Loopsider, Loop Cider. It shows officers repeatedly beating a man during a police operation last Saturday. So the images we have seen of Michael Zegler's assault are unacceptable. They shame us. This is what Macron wrote on Twitter. France must never resolve to violence or brutality wherever it comes from. France must never allow hatred or racism to flourish. Before we jump to praise Macron, hold on. Let's detail this disgusting video first, shall we? So here's what it shows. Now, I've watched this video. The version I saw is about 12 minutes long, and it was sped up. So there's in a small foyer area, maybe about 10 feet between the front entrance, the main entrance, and another door. You have 4 officers, 3 in full uniform, 1 in plain clothes. There's a black man. Lots of shoving, pushing, wrestling. You know, standard use of excessive force when detaining a black suspect. You know the vibes. Beating with radios, aka walkies, and some light baton work. Now, Mikhail tries to shield his face and body, and at breaks in the action, trying to get to the second door open, the one that's behind them. One officer blocks this path. So later in the video, that door that was behind has pushed open from the other side. Several guys enter and forcibly move the police through the main entrance and outside, so they push through. However, it doesn't end there. No. The police return in numbers to break windows using flashbang devices and some more baton work. They like that baton out there, huh? So the French PD regained access and subdued Zeckler. He was taken into custody and charged with violence against a person holding public authority and rebellion. That's a mouthful and BS. You know it. It stinks. So according to the report, the officers were initially arresting Mikhail for failure to wear a mask, and he forcibly dragged the 4 officers into the building. Let me stop there. From what I described to you, you did all that because he didn't want to wear a mask, allegedly? Come on. You could do better than that. Can't you? And then he forcibly dragged the 4 of you inside to this it was a music studio that they were in. So he dragged all 4 of you in there. And then in the officer's police report that they wrote, that he had beat them. But this video shows 0 of that. 0. No, they were doing the beating. Some light baton work, working his ribs, hitting him in the face with the baton and the walkie-talkie, butting him in. Come on. He beat them, though. All because of a damn mask? You should wear a mask, right? But over there in the UK, you think they're having protests here in the States. No, over there, they're serious, and they're these patrons, citizens, shop owners, they're all on this sovereignty tip. Won't let the police in, spewing out statutes and ordinances, and the police backing up off of them. I applaud that. The Bobbies ain't having it. They're not with it. They run off. Bobbies are cops out there. But here you have these 4 officers beating up this black man. They were white, but they French. They beating up this black man allegedly over refusing to wear a mask. So you go into this building, which is a music, it's a studio, recording studio, because he's a producer, Zeckler, and you get in there and beat him up because he don't want to wear a mask? I mean, baton work? That walkie-talkie was in action also. Rib shots, head shots, kneeing them. All while, so three of them working on him. One of the other officers is holding the door so they can't, the other gentleman can't, the cavalry can't come for him. Disgusting. And that President Emmanuel Macron, I guess I kind of appreciate what you're saying, but no, you're talking about the images. The images we have seen of Michael Ziegler's assault are unacceptable. So the images are. Just the images. So the fact that we saw it is the problem. It's a good thing that studio had surveillance cameras. Because if it had not been shared on social media, again, social media, not lame stream media. Nope, they didn't show it. Social media showed it, and that's why we know about it now. See, this isn't an American thing. This is a global problem. And they try to paint the picture like it ain't going down like that in other countries. Oh, it's all love, peace, love, all. No. I'm going to say it. You're a nigga across seas too. That's how they treat you. It ain't right. Now, you can do your internet search. I'm not going to show the picture here, but there's a picture of him. There's footage that you can watch of this occurrence, this beat down, this accostation of a black man in France, Paris, the city of love, all of that, right? Wasn't no love in the city that night. You can search for the video and watch the footage, and then you can see his face after. And then think about it to yourself after you've seen all that. Mask. Refusing to wear a mask. Disgusting. Yet another example of being black. Especially a black man. In the Black on Friday, right? See, it ain't just America. Now it's global. Now it's aware that it's the planet. This is a humanitarian problem. It's important. This might be the most important issue on the planet. The treatment of melanated people. Yes. No one else is being brutalized and killed because of the melanin, of their color. No one on the planet. They may be beaten and brutalized for other reasons, but not because of their color. That's what I'm saying. I have yet to see any outrage over this. Nothing. It came across my timeline. It wasn't featured. Somebody I follow put it up. You see, when they talk about censorship and, yeah, you block this out so we wouldn't see it. See how it works both ways? It's about a narrative that they want us to see. They want us to have. They give us information, and that's how they control your thought. If I can control your thought, then I can control your action, what you do. I think, therefore I do. Right? That's how it works. Whatever your perception is. Mikhail Zekler is going to make a full recovery. They did not shoot him or tase him, and they beat him. They beat him good though. Again, these officers have been suspended. I don't know, what does that mean? Suspended. So they need to be persecuted. They need to be processed. How about an eye for an eye? Or a rib for a rib? How about that? Let me knock you around with that walkie and that baton work. Give you some of that. This is where we are in 2020. This is red alert, a humanitarian problem. It's humanity here. It's a global issue. You want to unite? You want a nice start to things being repaired and restored and fixed, and you got to start here with this. The treatment of melanated people. Period. It is one of the prime universal issues that need to be addressed asapulous. Let's see who jumps on that. Let's see who gets with that, and then who's the catalyst to make that change. It needs to happen now. It ain't just America. No, this is the planet now. The planet. We all have a responsibility to join in if we choose to. Do you choose to? FNXFit.com. All natural sleep aids, recovery powder, and the super greens. Enter that promo code Moonbeam for 15% off your order. Again, that's FNXFit.com. I'm Jay Daniel. It's Moonbeam Radio. I'll see you next week. Take care.